Hey guys, this is Matt and Scott for Stout Sportsmen, and today we are doing the Drain the Lake for Neely Henry, the next tournament next week,
Mhm.
and we'll also recap a little bit of Lake Fork.
Yes.
This is the Drain the Lake picks. Our video for the regular fantasy fishing picks will be coming out um, probably in a day or a couple days, but just wanted to get ahead of it and talk about Drain the Lake because it's new to you, it's new to us, and it's new to fantasy fishing as a whole.
Yes. Um, how did you do in your drain the lake picks from Lake Fork?
I'm actually ranked 1,117. I'm with
Okay.
2,020 points at 88.3%. Um,
Not
so
nice.
so not too bad. Let me just take a look. Lake Fork, Zeldane, Lewivacy were my two best finishers. I also had Jay Yellis, Brock Mosley, Ray Hanselman, Justin Atkins, and Kenta Kimura.
Okay.
Which I was really excited for Kenta Kimura. He started off really
After
good.
after day one, he was doing great. He was an 18th on day one.
Yeah, he caught 22.3 day one, and
Yeah.
then followed it up with 4 pounds 8 ounces.
Yeah. I had him as my drain the lake too, and I was excited after day one. I'm like, this guy just come out of nowhere. I think he was what E group, or not that there's groups in drain the lake, but yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I'm really looking at the strategy of Drain the Lake as you pick guys that are locals and then guys who specialize in certain things that are for that lake.
Right.
This year, I'm kind of looking at it different, and we'll see how the rest of the year plays out and have a better idea for 2022. Um, this year, I'm picking guys because there's really this is pretty much the end of the southern events.
Right.
I'm going to pick a bunch of the guys that I'm going to use in the south more.
Hmm. Sure.
So guys on my list are for Neely Henry. I have picked some guys: Jason Christie, Scott Martin,
Yep.
Gerald Swindle, Justin Hamner, Scott Canterbury, Kyle Welcher. Those are just a few of the names on my list.
Okay.
Those are guys that excel in the South and are from Alabama. So that's kind of my look at it. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm guessing you're going to be in the same boat as I am.
Yeah, similar. I mean, probably six of the eight guys are going to be, semi-local or regional guys, and then I might, throw a couple of other guys in, maybe like a Rick Clun or something that I know probably won't do well up north. A couple of guys that I think are more specific to, southern fishing for sure.
Yeah,
But I definitely want to keep as many guys as I can for the northern swing.
exactly.
Yep.
I, it's not about keeping guys for the northern swing. It's about keeping those northern guys and splitting them between Champlain and the St. Lawrence
Right.
is what I'm thinking about more than
Right.
keeping them for that.
And they're also at St. Clair again this year, correct?
No,
They're
they
not.
no, they go Champlain, and then the last event is the St. Lawrence.
Really?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to relook at the schedule. Huh. All right.
Yeah, no St. Clair this year. But we have this event, we have the Classic,
Hmm.
we
Yeah,
have
that's right. In June.
yep.
Oh, so there's Gunnersville
Oh yeah, and then
after Neely Henry. Yep. I kind of like it this year how they do have it seems like about every 2 weeks or so.
yeah, it's definitely
Mhm.
they're definitely fitting it in all before. I think the last tournament's in July, so
Yeah. Well, the Champlain and the St. Lawrence are back-to-back weekends, but
yep,
that kind of makes sense because I mean it's
yeah,
what is it, maybe a 4 or 5 hour drive.
yeah. For 99% of the anglers,
Yeah.
this is probably their farthest drive.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to knock both of them out real quick,
Yeah.
and not keep them waiting.
Okay.
And they fished both locations last year. Um, Champlain, they're just going out of Vermont instead of
New
Plattsburgh.
York. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, I didn't look to see where they're going out of the St. Lawrence.
Hmm.
I know last year they switched it to Clayton, where they have it at Waddington.
Waddington, right?
I think it's back to Waddington, but I'm not sure offhand.
Okay. It looks like, yeah, it's showing Waddington for this year.
Okay. So they're going to be farther up. So, this year they're going to talk about, making the run to Ontario.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty far run now.
Yeah.
Compared to what it normally is, especially if the weather kicks up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So basically, we're looking at 4 lead events, and that's it for the rest of the year. The Classic would be 5, but technically it's not an elite event.
Yeah, so you have five more events for fantasy fishing.
Right. And also, I don't think you can do a drain the lake for the Classic because it's going to be a different. Half the guys are going to be different, roughly.
I believe they actually are going to do it. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I think I saw something about Ronnie Moore said that they are going to do it for the Classic as it is a fantasy fishing event. So
yeah, they might just have different criteria or something for that event. We'll see.
So we will get more into Neely Henry in our next video for fantasy fishing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely focus on your locals and focus on your southern guys. Even though we still have Texas for the Classic, Ray Roberts and Gunnersville. So just remember those 2 things.
Yeah, I'm still actually really thinking about going down to the Classic this year. And I've talked to Ann about it, and she's all for it. And a good friend of mine, Tommy, lives right outside of Fort Worth. So that could be just a good week trip just to go down and have fun. So,
we were watching Lake Fork, and Kim's like, let's go. And
yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, the Classic is at Fort Worth, which is only, I think, a couple hours from Lake Fork.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta just throw them all together and just go for it.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if we do end up going down for the Classic, I'm just kind of in that conundrum. Do I want to drag the boat down with me? Because I mean, I've done that drive. I've driven from Buffalo to Dallas and back, and it's a fair drive. I mean, it's 20 from Buffalo. It was about 22 hours straight through.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, especially when one person's doing all the driving.
Yeah. I know one thing that's going to open up a lot of fishing for me, not this year, but maybe in the next year and the years going forward, is my in-laws are actually going to be selling their house and doing the RV life.
Oh, okay.
They're buying a fifth. They put their down payment in for the 5th wheel, and I think they get it in like December.
Oh, nice. So they ordered one, whatever, exactly what they want.
Exactly what they want.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Basically, I forget how much it was, a couple $1,000 they had to put down for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's as long as their house, so.
Oh, jeez.
It's a very large 5th wheel.
Yeah.
So we're thinking that we're going to be able to cover, when you have that.
Yeah, you cover your lodging.
When you can cover your lodging, and depending on where they're at, we'll definitely do some trips there.
Yeah.
For that, to get around the country a little bit.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking, you were talking about them putting a down payment on what they want. I'm actually thinking about doing that for a boat, because I don't necessarily want a boat right away, but if I put a down payment, have it built exactly what I want, get it by the fall or even next spring, whatever. I meant not in a huge hurry, but thinking about doing that.
I know we've talked about even like buying the boat and then buying the extras after the fact, and weighing those options and financially with what makes sense.
But to me, I almost want to take delivery of something like that, just pretty much turnkey.
Yeah.
With exactly what I want on it. So.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to pawn off some of my electronics on you.
Well, we could make that work.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll just say something that I finally moved my office out to my front porch area,
Hmm.
doing a little movement around. So the scenery is a little different now.
Yes.
I've got a little decorating already going on,
Hmm.
but we're having. I don't think I've actually said it, but Kim and I are having a baby in September. So,
Really?
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So anyway, we have to do some room movement. So I am now kicked out of my space, but I think this actually looks better looks a little more fishing country-ish.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So Lake Fork.
Um, I just want to throw this out there that my total weight was only off by 10 ounces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I came in at 112.5. I picked 111.11, so
Nice.
it's 10 less than a pound off.
Nice. I think Kim had like 108, and she was pretty much spot on until Lee caught that last fish.
Yeah, yep, yeah. That definitely put things over the edge. um, I watched quite a bit of it. I mean, over the course of the 4 days, I probably watched, I want to say 15 hours worth or so, maybe more. I don't know. It was exciting. I mean, you wake up and I mean I sleep in most of the time, but I would wake up and I'd look at Bass Track and I'm like, holy crap! I'm like, these guys got like 25 pounds, and
Yeah.
then like the first 2 hours, I'm like, how? It's nuts.
Yeah, I caught a few hours on Thursday, a few hours on Friday, and I caught a good chunk of Sunday. Which Sunday, if there's a day to tune in, Sunday was
Yeah,
that day.
I think weather-wise, basically from Saturday on, Saturday set Sunday up. It's one of those tournaments that you have to watch because you know they're going to catch big numbers, big fish, and although nobody caught a double digit, but when you average 8.5 pounds,
Yeah,
Lee on Sunday was an 8.5 pound average. That's disgusting.
yeah. That's the third largest bag
Yes, ever.
in Bassmaster history. So
Yeah. The largest was what 45.2, and then I think 44.4 was the second.
yeah. So and there's only a few events that you're gonna get those numbers.
Right.
I mean, you're not gonna see them up north. I mean, that
I
would
mean,
be an incredible.
you can see a century 4 day bag here and there maybe.
Yeah.
With smallmouth, but you're not going to see that 40-pound bag.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool to see. I mean, it was nice. It was nice to see Lee Livesey actually turn it around.
Yeah.
In 2019, he was very disappointed in himself that his finish wasn't good.
Yeah.
He did a little bit better last year, but he lives there, and I think that's big with any guy who lives on a certain lake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To come out and to do well. I mean, you spend most of your time there, so
yeah, and it's honestly going to be a great thing for him because he does a lot of guiding down there, and I'm sure his phone obviously he just won an elite event. His phone's ringing off the hook, but what he does is in his guide business that's just going to be blowing up. I mean, everybody's going to want to go out fishing with him and catch, be throwing 5-pounders back because they're nothing.
Yeah, I will say though he is a very simple man. I caught he was on Bass Talk Live on Monday, and I watched that, and they asked him if he had anything in mind for his $100,000 payday, like buying anything, and he goes, I haven't even touched the one I got from Chickamauga. So right there, you got a guy who has 200,000 in the bank, and he has no aspirations of really spending it.
Yeah, I mean that's good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think of like spending money like that, and I'm like, well, I need a new boat or a new truck, or I need some property so I can shoot. But no, that's awesome.
I don't know if you actually watched the weigh-in from Lake Fork. But
which one?
For the final day, Sunday.
We actually missed that one. I forget what we were doing, but we were busy.
So I know Brandon Card, I think, mentioned it, and then Patrick Walters mentioned it, that they were, if they were going to be looking to move, that they'd be buying property near Lake Fork.
Yeah, absolutely.
Patrick Walters made the point that he told his wife to start looking.
Wow. I mean, honestly, like if I was to get up and move out of Pennsylvania, obviously I would want to go somewhere down south, a little bit more south anyway, so I can fish more. But it would either be Texas or Tennessee. I don't think I'd want to live in Kentucky. There's too many broken down cars on the side of the road.
Yeah.
But Tennessee or Texas, most likely.
I'd say, yeah, Tennessee, maybe even Alabama.
Yeah.
Texas.
Because once you get over to toward the East Coast, it gets a little too humid. Like Florida and the Carolinas are pretty humid.
Yeah.
The one thing, like after day one, I was just a little bit nervous. So after day one, I had Fighter 18th, Blaylock in 10th. I had Keith Combs C group in 89th, and Jay Ellis in 90th in E group. I was sweating bullets there. And then after day two, Combs was up to 42nd and 48th for Yellis. And Yellis actually finished. Oh, this isn't updated. What did he finish? Like 12th or something?
Yeah, he finished. Actually, I had him on Drain the Lake.
Yeah, he finished 12th. Yep. So I was especially not going with the chalk pick in E group with Zaldane. I was super happy that Yellis got me at 12th because not picking Zaldane, that could have completely screwed me. But
yeah, I know you and Kim made up some ground both.
Yeah,
and I had a pretty good week.
Yeah, I ended up with 1161 points, so I'm now at 4695, and I'm up a bunch, up to 66.4%.
I had what's that?
Still not good, but it was a heck of an improvement.
I had 1075, so I'm up to 5,081. So I'm keeping on track with my just over 1,000 average.
Yep.
I'm at 88.4%. And I will say that I think I am the king of day one picks. Like we should just have all the tournaments be just whatever day one finishes. Because I will jump up really good on day one, and then my guys will just fall apart.
Kind of fall apart.
Yeah, so I had Patrick Walters, who was in first after day one. Brian New, 36th. Jeff Gustafson was 45th. Hartman, 50. And Zaldane was 4th. And after day two, Brian New fell to 85th.
Yep.
Hartman stayed at 50th, which the cut was 49.
Yeah, that was kind of that kind of sucked for him. Well, do you know what the reason they went only to 49 instead of 50?
I think it has to do with there was only 99 guys. Now that I can't remember Tyler Carrier or
I think
there's a guy or two that have dropped out.
Yeah.
So their number is now 99. So I think they only take.
Right. So you round down for the low or for the bottom half. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So I started off really good, and then my guys kind of just faded off.
Mm-hmm.
Gustafson went to 15 on day two, and then fell to 30th on day three.
Yeah.
So then I ended up with Zaldane and Walters. The only problem is a lot of people picked Zaldane, so it wasn't really helping me all that much.
Yeah, that was pretty much a wash. Now Walters was what was his pick percentage? He was fairly low, wasn't he? Probably like 8%.
8.27.
Okay.
So a guy who won last year, I mean in the fall, but still, I mean he's been killing it lately. So
yeah,
that was my pick for. I had to pick him for the percentage wise.
Yeah. Yep.
There's just no ifs, ands, or buts on that.
And he should be first in AOY, or no, if you're going by either him or Walters.
It's him, Walters, Fighter. I know Livesey is up there now. And I can't remember who else. I'll take a look right now. AOI. See it? Oh, Fighters in first, Walters in second, Drew Cook in third, Lee Livesey in fourth.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But I'll say you have Chris Johnston in fifth, and you have the Northern Swing coming. So
Yeah.
It's still anybody's race here.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely looking good for Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, he probably has a fairly good lead over the Johnson brothers. So, I mean, as long as he can finish, Fighter can finish, I'd say, I don't know, probably top 20 or so. And, Champlain and the St. Lawrence, he should be all right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other than all that, it was a fun tournament to watch. And, I mean, the only thing I got to say is Fox Sports watching it on that, it's a little rough with all the commercials, but
yeah, I'll agree with that. I think the one thing with the Fox Sports, they're trying to, obviously first make their money with the commercials.
Sure.
But B, they're also trying to get those people that aren't really into fishing into it.
Yeah.
So I can't blame them there. They definitely try to highlight some of the things that maybe us as, veterans and guys who watch more often would find kind of stupid. But
yeah,
I don't blame them for that.
Yeah, that's fair. So what are we thinking? Probably what you want to do? Try and shoot for Friday for our regular fantasy fishing picks. Friday or Saturday, something like that. Whenever you're available.
Yeah. Maybe even tomorrow. Shoot it tomorrow night. It's
Yeah.
up to you.
Yeah.
I know my weekend's kind of rough with my
right.
Day, so
okay.
We'll get it up here soon.
Alrighty. Anything else you wanna cover for today?
Not much. Just building rods, and I think now that I'm getting things organized around here, I'm gonna be moving my rod building back out to the garage. Where I have a little bit better setup to do videos, so I'm gonna be doing more building videos as far as actually more. I think it'd be more instructional and how-to videos.
Okay.
Showing how I do things, rather than just showing me building a rod.
Right.
Be able to shoot some things and talk through them and show people what's going on. But actually building some replica rods where they're not total replicas, but basically family friend, he had a rod that he bought back in '86. So you do the math, it's like 35 years old. He wanted me to build him rods that sort of match that one, but also a little bit newer technology. So, using a little bit more micro guides, a little bit better performance guides, but keeping the handle and all that the same.
Right.
And those turned out pretty well. But I'm also doing some rod repairs. I repaired some St. Croix rods, and I'm building a St. Croix knockoff, I guess is the term for what a guy I work with. So those are the kind of things that I'm doing right now.
Good.
And I forget what my number was that I planned on building this year. I think it was like 40.
You're what, 20 something now, aren't you?
I think 25 or 26.
25.
Yeah. I'm up to like 45 overall since I started 2 years ago. So
nice.
Knocking on the door. Yeah, and I got to go do the official business stuff here soon.
Yeah.
Get that all squared away.
Start paying some taxes.
Yeah. Well, I'll be able to get parts at a better cost. So.
Right. That's true. Right. Good.
Be a little bit more competitive.
Right.
That's the thing now is like, you can go buy a St. Croix rod for $150. That's the guy I'm actually building the rod for. he can get this rod for $150. And I said, well, you know, you're gonna. I sold it. I'm selling it to him for 200. But you know what? He's getting the colors he wants. He's getting, you know, the handle setup he wants. The guides are going to be lighter.
Mhm.
But the thing is, it's made for him. So, you know, I'm building it similar to what he's asking for. It's going to be a little bit more, but it's going to match the colors he wants. He has a orange Ranger. I'm giving him an orange rod, but pretty close to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, wheeling and dealing.
And yeah, you sent me the picture of his boat. That's quite the orange Ranger that he has.
Yeah, the burnt orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it definitely stands out.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping to get out there and fish with him soon.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I just got out, or just came in a little bit ago from outside, just getting the rest of the garage cleaned out. Our garage, dirt floors, so 21 by 25 concrete tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow or the next day. And then the driveway, the present driveway is getting ripped out, and they're going to pour all new concrete for that. So super excited. So I had to take all the toys and everything out of the garage, get all that stuff tarped up in the yard. So, and also this past week, I pulled the motor cover off of my my Relic, my 78 Evinrude 70 horse, and got that all sanded down. I had a decal kit for it that I ordered last year. Got it painted, looks pretty sharp, decals on, painted the lower unit, all that. So it looks pretty good. So it'll definitely be some good pictures and videos of that in my boat tour, walkthrough, whatever you want to call it. So nice. Yeah, that should be coming up.
And one more thing we should mention is we should have a couple of videos coming in a couple weeks. In a couple of weeks for our little fish off. Our
first Stout Sportsmen tournament. So I think it's basically going to be Ann and myself fishing against Scott and Kim down here in Pennsylvania's Presque Isle Bay in field advantage.
So. My goal is to get out with a decent finish and move on to some events where I can really shine.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I think you're at the biggest disadvantage for this event, where most of the other lakes we plan on fishing later this year for a tournament style. I've fished, so maybe not a lot, but I at least have some experience.
I think the one thing is I fish a little bit different than you do.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that my bait selection may get me some bigger fish.
Yeah, I mean, if the smallmouth bite is good, you know, throw in your swim bait, stuff like that, you know, your max scent, flatworms, whatever, you'll be fine. Yep. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's for in a couple of weeks to come, and we'll figure out a way. We're going to figure out a way to shoot that. So it's
that weekend is also the weekend of Neely Henry.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So we can probably shoot something together for that.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to shoot. I think we're going to try and shoot the tournament stuff. So we're going to be one video for. I know we're going to be down there. I think Saturday, Sunday. Mm-hmm. So like at least one video for Saturday, one video for Sunday, and we'll kind of go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably leave you some footage, and you can do some editing, and then back and forth. We'll figure out a way. But it'll be.
I got the time, so I can do that.
Yeah, it'll be a little different than our videos that we've done, and then but hopefully turn out pretty well.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, guys. That's it for us.
That's it for us. I'm Matt. That's Scott. We are Stout Sportsmen. Like and subscribe if you're not already, and keep your eyes peeled for later this week. And we're gonna have our picks for Neely Henry coming up.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you.